be a bit modest.
Yeah, I've done it for about a year or so. Bit of yeah. I remember the day we went into the studio to record the second single. We had no idea what we were going to record, and up on the screen was Respectable. Take or leave it, honey, please believe it, we're never going to be respectable. The Mel and Kim stuff was just full of personality and vibe and energy. I mean, on Respectable, that's us genuinely laughing between ourselves, and they would then chop it up and it'd end up on the record. For me, that's where they were really clever.
In one day, it sold 50,000 copies, and in total it sold 800,000 in the UK. And worldwide, it did over 2 million singles.
How big do you think they could become?
I think they will be the female equivalent of Wham by the end of this year.
It was a great time. You know, Melanie's 19, I'm 23, almost 24. We were living a dream, basically. But just 2 months later, as Respectable was topping the charts around the globe, the whirlwind success of Mel and Kim came crashing down to earth. We really found out that Mel was ill when she was in Japan. Just this persistent pain in her back, and we had to cancel all the dates. We couldn't do anything. We spent 2 weeks in the hotel because we couldn't move Melanie. And that's when I knew this wasn't about the dance routine, and it wasn't until we got back and that she went to Bath and they diagnosed her with cancer.
Mel didn't want anyone to know, so we put a complete press ban on her. She just wanted to take the chemotherapy, carry on doing whatever work she could do, but did not want to expose to the press.
The story of Mel becoming ill was such a shock because she was so young, and also they did everything they could in a really noble attempt to kind of cover it up.
You're on your own today?
Yeah.
Great to see you on your own.
Oh, Melanie's ill at the moment.
Oh, what's she done?
How
is she? Oh, no. Hi, get better soon.
Mel didn't recover from her illness, and the duo never performed on stage together again. Shockingly, Mel died in January 1990, aged just 23. But her spirit still remains in the hits of Mel and Kim. By 1987, the Hit Factory studios were stepping up a gear and delivering yet more top 10 hits for Bananarama, Pepsi and Shirley, and Samantha Fox. The hit writing talents with Stockaker and Waterman were now in demand by all the biggest record companies, and one aspiring pop mogul in particular was desperate to keep Waterman to granting a hit.
I can remember the first time I met Pete. One of the most egotistical, arrogant, difficult people I've ever met in my life, but also one of the most talented.
Pete hated Simon, Mike Scott hated Simon, Aiken hated Simon, and Simon couldn't get into the building to get a record made.
When I first met him, I was begging him to work with me on one of my artists.
I said, look, I've met Pete, he's finally returned my phone call, and I think he's going to work with us.
He was chasing us, and then I suddenly picked up the News of the World on a Sunday, and there was Tanika with her toy boy, and I thought that would do me. There's a start, there you go.
And Pete phoned Simon up and went, come in mate, I've got your song. And we went in, and it was Toy Boy. I wasn't actually signed to P.W.L. I was signed to Simon's record company, Fanfare, but Stockaker and Waterman wrote my song, some of my songs, which was genius for us, because otherwise Simon and I would have had to write them, which was pretty rough.
I always thought the mix between Tanika and Stockaker and Waterman would be amazing. It was a relationship that worked, and I think it was great for Tanika, and it was great for me.
In the first 6 months of 1987, the production trio had scored 2 #1 singles and 10 top 40 hits, even making the charts themselves with the disarmingly cool dance track, Roadblock. But all this success was about to be eclipsed by the most unlikely of stars, Rick Astley.